Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working in my traveler's notebook where I scrap about my books, and this is the one I'm scrapping about today. It's called Pineapple Street. You can see on the edge there it said it was a New York Times bestseller. I had no idea. I actually found this book when my friend and I were in Chicago, and we were in Andersonville, and there's a store there. It's a bookstore called Women and Children First, and it's a focus on children's literature and feminist literature, female writers, that kind of stuff. And they had a ton of cards for different books where the staff had recommended them and why and all of that. And so this one caught my eye. I admit at first it was the cover. It was very colorful. It caught my eye. But then I read the description of why one of the staff really liked it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. I've had some weird experience with New York bestsellers. I never get them right away. I let the hype die down, and then I've read some. Some I've like, yeah, this should be a bestseller. Others are like, how in the world did this become a bestseller? So I'm always a little bit leery of it. This one, though, it was very good. I see why people like it. So this is also one where I read it in a day. I bought it in that bookstore when we were in Chicago. I got on the train in the morning, and from the time I was boarding the train till about 10 minutes before I got back to my city, I read the entire thing. It's a fast read. If you're into it, like, you will just burn through it. And I love those kind of books sometimes because I read other ones that are quite heavy sometimes. I needed a break. So actually, the 3 books that I kind of read in a row here, so I did this one previously, and then I just did this one as my last one. I did them out of order because I missed a page. Like, all 3 of them were somewhat different than what I normally read. This one is historical fiction, but it was lighter in nature. It wasn't about World War II or anything like that. So I'm kind of on a good run right now with books. I hope this continues, because I've had some in the past where I'm like, oh my god, I'm struggling to finish, or I just didn't finish. Those don't get included in here. I only do ones I actually finish. But this was a hit. So I have lots of colors when it comes to scrapping. Let's talk about the scrapping, shall we? I have lots of colors to choose from here, and because of this bright pink thing on the side saying it's a bestseller, I did grab out my pink scraps. So I'm hoping I can find something in there that will provide a good background. And then I also had my bin of just like random ephemera pieces in here. I had this out for a previous layout. I have left it out because I know there are like some teacup things in there. And part of what happens in this book, or what it's about, is there are some wealthy families in New York, like Brooklyn specifically. They live in an area of Brooklyn. And it's very interesting to see like how they just live a different lifestyle. You know, when people don't have to necessarily work all the time or work as hard as other people and just have things at their disposal, they have more time to do other things. And so like sitting around and drinking tea makes me think of that kind of theme. So I thought, well, maybe I can find something like that in there to use on here. And it helps me use up some of these random pieces of ephemera too that, oh, look at that right there. There's one. I don't know if that's the right color, but it'll help me use up some of those. Now, this does say a little cuppa, which is a British thing. This is an American novel. The color wouldn't be bad, though. It kind of works. I'm going to keep that out as an option. So this layout is going to be a funky one because I found my paper already, and it's a bold choice, but I don't care. Again, it's helping me use up things in my scraps and in my stash. I want to use this. I clearly cut this out from something a while ago, but I don't even remember what. I love that it's got that pink on there, but look at, it's got this color too. So I love that. And I would do it opposite, just like this, so that the pink, these are opposite and then this is opposite. But I kind of like it. And I could do it just like that. I wouldn't even have to cut it down. I could just do this. I could mat it or not. I have the choice, and then I can just start building on from there. I do have my adhesive on here, so I'm going to get this placed where I want it. I want it, about centered. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered. There we go. I just thought of something. I didn't look to see if this author has written anything else, but I should, because I like her style. And if that's generally how she writes, I could be on board with that, good experience. So I'll have to make a note to myself to look at that. So like, what if I did like something like that where it overlaps? And I do think I want to get out my book related things though and try to find even just one little phrase maybe that I can layer on here. I think that would be fun. But I will look through all my stuff. I'm going to look through more of this too. Just because this was on top doesn't mean I'm done looking, but I do like that. So in addition to this, I have found some other items that I want to use. I'm just going to lay that there for now. I have 2 other tea things. Like this could be coffee or tea. I would use it here. But I love the colors. They work with what I've got going here. So if I could like somehow rearrange all those to work together, that's fun. And then I had this in there, which is kind of an odd, it's like a pennant. I don't know that it was supposed to go with something else or what, but it ended up in here. But living it up is perfect for this kind of book and given the subject matter. So I'm wondering if I could just like, you can see a little blue peeking out there from my iPad quilted case thing that I have. I was wearing blue jeans, plus there's blue on the book itself, but could I just like do maybe up here or something and then have these, oops, we probably want the pink in the middle, like this down here or something. I don't know. I could even maybe not do this one, like save that for something else and just do these because they really match the colors of the paper. Maybe that's the better way to go. Like do these kind of down here or something. I'll lose the word. So I could do like that and then have this up here with some kind of book phrase thing. Maybe I should go look at those next and then I can build something for real. I've grabbed out some book ephemera, stickers, that kind of stuff, but before I look at those, I'm going to adhere the photo and then I'm going to use my teacups. Since I know I like those, I might as well do it. I have my teacups all arranged. Now I'm going to add this because I think it'll help me if I get this placed to figure out what else can I do here. Relatively straight. Maybe a little crooked. Lift that up a little. There we go. Okay. So I have that. Now I'm going through all these phrases, and I like this one that says, "This was a real page turner." The color isn't quite right. And because I have these things, like I'm not exactly sure where I would put that. Would I do it like here? I think I could, but I'm not crazy about the color. So I'm going to keep looking through here and just see if I have something that's a better color than that. So I'm having trouble finding some other stuff. I do have these stickers that I all pulled out and I realized like, oh, I haven't journaled anything. Do I need to? I think down here I'm just going to write like, finish this in a day while on the train. Then I'll have black, so I could potentially use something here or any of these because they're black and white. So I will do the journaling and then I'll move on. I did my journaling right at the bottom. I kept it very simple, but it does allow me to use the black and white. And there are several on here I would consider. I want something shorter because it's just going to kind of hang off the end there. So lost in a good book, one more chapter, like, because I was just reading, barely looking up really. I did look out the window a couple times on the train, but mostly I was reading. I also have this one that just says paperback, which is applicable to that. A good story. I mean, there are several here, so I will pick one and then finish this up. I have decided to go with this one, reading mode, because I was like, it was reading mode, I was in the zone. So I'm gonna put that right up here. Is that enough? I think so, because it's very busy. There's a lot going on there. Yeah, so this one's good. All right, another one finished for my books. Thanks for watching.